And our conversation with our Indiana County Veterans Providers Group is brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. And on the line with us this morning, Diann Overman from the Indiana County Veterans Providers Group. And also joining us today, Janine Wytovich, who's the Director of Programs for the Veterans Leadership Program. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you both with us. Diann, go ahead and introduce Janine for us.
Hi, Janine. This is Janine from the VLP, which is the Veterans Leadership Program. They are very instrumental in our group. They have been active members with the Veteran Providers Group for many years. They do come to our monthly meetings and help with our services to our veterans in the Western Western PA area. They assist with housing assistance, employment services, supportive services, and they serve all veterans regardless of their branch, their rank, or years of service. So I'm going to let Janine expand on that a little bit and share with her their role in how they help our veterans here.
Hey, Janine, 20 counties you cover with your coverage area. That's a pretty broad expanse, isn't it?
Yes, we are very proud to be able to serve our veterans in over 20 counties, and we're continuing to expand and grow. We look to serve all veterans, all walks of life. We have different grants that we're able to do that with. Supportive services for veteran families, which helps with housing, rental arrears. Different grants have different guidelines. However, if anyone is ever in need of service, we ask them to call, and we will work with you through whatever resources that we have in order to be able to support the best that we can. We also have Homeless Veterans Reintegration Program, which is for employment for veterans who are underemployed or unemployed. So all of those services are available in Indiana County. We could get any veteran in need supportive services through our wellness program. So maybe somebody wants to get an exercise routine or is having some nutritional issues. We could hook them up with our wellness coordinator. We have a women veterans program. So, being with COVID and everything and us being remote, a lot of those things are happening online. So we could get any women veterans hooked up with that program to have extra support of other women veterans and feel like you're back in having that team support that maybe you're missing out on.
I was reading about some of the services that you offer, this being July 15th, and it's tax day and tax deadline day. You have a tax service that probably is a pretty busy place right now, huh?
Yes, we do have a tax service, and we actually got creative with COVID, and we have a drop-off or doing all information online, so that is also available, but it is tax day, so our tax site is booming virtually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would imagine. A couple of things that I wanted to ask you about. One of those is with so many different counties, the needs can be so different. Allegheny County, of course, is going to have different issues than Indiana County. Do you find that when you think about Indiana County veterans as opposed to some other county, that there are issues that are more prevalent here or here and in some of our neighbors than in other areas of your coverage area?
Yeah, we definitely find the resources just aren't as great as they are in somewhere like Allegheny County, being in a city. We also find the need for more housing because maybe there aren't as many properties for us to get somebody hooked up with. Mm-hmm. And maybe the employers are spread out much further than somewhere in Allegheny County would be. So that is also an area where we see we have to just be creative, work a little bit harder, connect with the veterans in a different way, meet them remotely in the community because the office isn't there and the setting is just so far spread apart. Yeah.
One of the other things that really stands out to me among the services that the Veterans Leadership Program offers is Veterans Court representation. This is something that has become really big in the last 5 or 6 years, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it is definitely something that has grown within the last 5 or 6 years. We want to represent and provide support to veterans. We recognize that trauma is very large amongst the veteran community. So if we're able to go into court and represent them in the best way we can, we like to do so.
Yeah. Formal veterans courts are not available in every county. Some of the counties that are involved in actual formal veterans courts. Talk about how they are able to specifically address veterans and their troubles when they come up before the court.
So any veteran that may be in trouble with the court system is able to get recognized by Veterans Court. Now, it depends on circumstances and charges. Certain charges won't be accepted, but that would go in front of a panel, and that panel would decide from there. What would happen is they would go to court and be in front of a judge, whether it's weekly or biweekly. They would have a team that would work with them in order to provide them with more support, so they can work through the process. They can maybe have a mentor. They can have a little bit of that structure that maybe they're missing out on, and have accountability with the judge. If substance abuse is a problem, drug testing is occurring on a regular basis. Treatment is recommended if treatment is needed. So it really just varies based on needs, but it is a planned approach to be able to support veterans who are in the legal system.
I notice COVID-19 is something that is an issue with everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, or in whatever walk of life you are. And your group does do special programs. Earlier this year, the tribute to veterans in May, and this 335 Miles for Veterans event that is just concluded. You got something coming up in September called the Crucible Hike. Is that still going to be able to happen?
So right now, we're looking at different ways to do that, whether it is virtual or in person. We're kind of playing out what is happening in the community and the safety of everybody in order to be able to do that. So it really just varies as to how the numbers are and the safety practices.
Yeah, I would imagine those are the types of things that have ongoing series of meetings because circumstances change so quickly, and so you have to take all of those into consideration before you come to final decisions. And thankfully, it's pretty adaptable nowadays. We've all learned to adapt to changes that are going to make an event become all virtual or some sort of hybrid. So your group, as well as everyone else, is always going to be able to do those sorts of things, the Veterans Leadership Program. Diann Overman, let's bring you back into this conversation. Talk about how the VLP works with Indiana County.
Well, they do attend our monthly meetings, and they're always bringing information. And anytime that we have a veteran that is in need with any agency, we're able to collectively, meet in those meetings and just generate ideas on how to, help and support each other, which helps and supports our veterans. You did mention about the challenges that we have, doing events with veterans, and it does bring such awareness to the community and support to our veterans. So we are really challenged with not having anything, even the fair this year. Yeah. There is a table, we have where we distribute so much information, and we get to talk one-on-one with our veterans right here in the county. I did want to mention that they are having a car show, and this is in support of the Veterans Parsonage here in Indiana County. Mm-hmm. That event is going to be on July 26th from 3 to 7. They are practicing strict CDC guidelines, and they want masks to be worn and distancing. But that is going to be held at the Indiana Church of the Brethren. And they're calling for anybody with cars, motorcycles, anything they want to show off. There'll be live music, some food vendors, and some tours of the parsonage. So if that interests you, that is one event that they are going to go forward with. That is the main fundraiser for the parsonage. Yeah. And that will be on July 26th from 3 to 7.
I heard about that event yesterday. We'll get Kevin or somebody else on to talk about it because I know the Veterans Parsonage is so big to him. But holding it there at the Church of the Brethren is important because parsonage is right there. People can get a look at it, see what's going on with it, and how vital a service it is.
Yeah, so let's just pray for some good weather because I believe last year was not so good, if I recall being there. So let's hope that the weather cooperates this year.
I blame Janine and the Veterans Leadership Program. I'm just kidding.
I will take that. I will accept that.
Yeah, we will be, the VPG will be meeting today by phone. We do continue to have our monthly meetings, and we are even moving forward with our legacy project, even though, again, we have barriers that are keeping us from doing our interviewing with our veterans. But we are working with families still, and we are going to go forward with some videotaping cautiously before the school year starts to work with the ICTC. So we're excited about that, but we just continue to do the work that we've been doing, facing the challenges we all do.
Hey, Janine, when we think about 20 counties covered by the Veterans Leadership Program and the way that you interact with each of those counties, probably some of them don't have developed veterans programs such as Indiana County does. Some have probably even more developed programs. Is that a challenge for you to work with each of these counties in a way that they get the attention they deserve?
I think being spread out can always be a challenge in that way. However, we really have a very strong team, and our team goes out, makes connections, gets out in the community. Word of mouth is huge for Veterans Leadership Program, talking about all the services that we do, the good work that we do, and other veterans talking about us. So even though there may not be as many veterans programs that we can work with and collaborate with, I feel like we still really do a good job in getting those services out there.
I would guess when you have a university town such as Indiana, as opposed to others that don't have university towns, that is a little bit easier. And, of course, the organizations such as the Legion and the VFW, the Elks, the various organizations that have such a military mindset and offer their services and companionship to veterans, that makes things easier, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. Very good stuff happening. So the Veterans Leadership Program helping our Indiana County veterans. Diann, anything we need to add to upcoming events or things that veterans need to know about today?
We will definitely keep everyone posted on any events that we are going to go forward with. Again, please look up our Facebook page, the Veteran Providers Group of Indiana County Veteran Providers Group. We do post regularly any information that comes through, even like VLP, that gets put on that page. So do connect with that, and that will keep you posted of all the area events and kind of the activities of what we're doing. Yeah,
and Janine, of course, Facebook, Twitter, all of those things for the Veterans Leadership Program?
Yes, we are out there and available. Facebook, social media outlets. We have Veterans Leadership Program of Western Pennsylvania. If you Google our website, it pops up, and intake can be done online, by phone. We'll meet you anywhere that you need to be met, on a bench. It's really kind of focusing on all the needs.
Janine Wytovich, Director of Programs for the Veterans Leadership Program. Diann Overman for the Veterans Providers Group here in Indiana County. Thanks, ladies, for joining us today.
Thank
you
Todd.
so much for having me.
Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, 101.1 FM and AM 1160. AM 1160.